Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Woke Witch Tarot. I want to welcome you back to this space and welcome you back to what is video 4 now in a week-long future spouse series. If you are new here, welcome to the channel. If you are returning, I hope that you are enjoying the videos in this series so far. In today's video, we are getting down to business, okay? We are discussing what it will be like in regards to the physical intimacy between you and your future spouse. Now, it doesn't need to be said, okay? Based off the title of the video, you know that this particular reading is made for a specific audience. And if talk like this bothers you, then I totally understand, and this is not the video for you, and that's okay. Tomorrow I will be having another video on the channel in regards to what it is in detail that your future spouse looks like, okay? Now, for today's video, because it is made for a restricted audience, it is made for a audience of adults. I ask that you keep that in mind when watching the video. This is probably one that you'll want to get some headphones on or not have any youngins in the room for, okay? I have 4 piles for you to choose from. Now, obviously, these readings won't resonate with everybody because they're made for a large audience. If you would like to get a personal reading, you can always reach out to me on my website, wokewitchtarot.com, or on my social media listed up above. I am more than happy to help with any questions that you have. Now, I have 4 piles for you to pick from, and I've decided to place some lollipops on top of each particular pile. I didn't put any thought into them. I know that sometimes some of the charms can be a little bit leading, so I just want you to know that when I put crystals or charms or anything like that on top of these decks, I don't put any thought into them, okay? Whatever comes from the reading comes from the reading. So take a moment. Think about which pile gravitates towards your sweet tooth, okay? Which one you're craving. And when you're ready, go ahead and fast forward to the times that I've listed on the screen or to the times that I have in the pinned comment down below for your particular pile. We have pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. Take a moment, ask the question of what it will be like to be intimate with your future partner. And when you're ready, I will see you on the other side of whichever pile you picked. Alrighty, if you picked pile number 1 or lollipop number 1, then this is the reading for you on what intimacy will be like with your future spouse. Let's see where we're going with this, okay? The Union of Hearts. Oh, look at this. Look at this picture. You're already distracting me, pile number 1. This, if I were to get a feeling from this pile, this imagery right here would certainly encompass the feeling that I'm getting. There is something about this type of intimacy that is all-encompassing. You feel rooted to this person on more than just a physical level. You feel rooted to them on an intimate and heart space level as well. This is a connection of love that defies explanation. There might be stuff about you and your future spouse that people don't get, an odd match or a way of communicating, secret code that people don't necessarily understand. I also see that in regards to your intimacy specifically, there's something that you guys keep a little bit hush-hush, a little bit secret. You're not going to go out there and tell everybody all of your business when it comes to what you do in the bedroom. I see here that actually there's something about the secrecy of what it is that you do behind closed doors that makes it all the more erotic, okay? I also see here that this person loves the idea of touch, and they don't mind a little PDA out in public. It's nothing obscene, but they definitely like to let people know that you are theirs, and they like it when you let people know that they are yours. They love hand holding, they love kissing, and there's something about the way that these people look at each other in the eyes, and that I feel like your future spouse will always say something like, look at me while we're doing this or that, right? There's something very much about looking into your eyes that is quite important to them. They're expecting a communication from your eyes that your body isn't going to give them. They want to see it in you, in your soul, like deep in your heart space, okay? I also see that they love cuddling. Perhaps they love the idea of caressing the back, and clearly are very much into kissing, okay? With the next card here, spend some quality time together. This is a person who doesn't just want to have a quickie. They actually see this as an affair that takes time, right? When you are intimate, I'm not saying they're opposed to having a quick one here and there, but they really like to make this an experience. And I get the sense that this experience starts long before any physical touch actually does. There's something about your person that is quite romantic, and they want to make gestures. They want to show you that this extension of your physical interaction goes far beyond just what you do in a bed, okay? I feel very strongly that they want to do little things like the way that they rub your hand to let you know that we're priming for an experience later on, okay? With ask for help, oh, I love this imagery here. First, I can see that this person very much is into foreplay, okay? There's this idea of basking by the water and making sure that we reach a level where we're vibrating, where we're bright, where we're wet, okay? Water is something that they want to spend the quality time to make flow between the both of you. I also see this idea of adoration now. This certainly is mutual, okay? They want to look up to you and they want you to look up to them. Now, in the realm of intimacy, there is something about worship here that they find quite alluring. This is the kind of person that will like being on their knees, perhaps you standing, right? Or they like the idea of you being on your knees occasionally. There's something about being willing to take a knee for them and to look at them in an adoring way that they find very romantic, and they like doing that for you too. I wonder if this person very much likes oral because of the fact that he holds her head as she comes towards him on her knees, okay? So that certainly could be a sign of something that they enjoy. I also like this idea of ask for help because they very much want to make you climax in a way where they are the ones that are causing that climax. It's a mutual assistance. And I see here this idea of ask for help as they might have a certain fixation or a certain fantasy about you guys reaching that place of ecstasy together. There's always you go first, and that's lovely, right? That somebody's conscious enough to think about you and make sure that you are taken care of before anything else. But there's something specifically about doing it together. This person likes the idea of both of you guys climaxing together. There's something very powerful about you guys reaching that place at the same time, and perhaps they like to look you in the eye when that happens, okay? This card, act as if your partner is here. I see that this person, when you guys are at a distance from one another, this person likes to perhaps have some video chats or some photos sent, right? Some steamy text messages. They actually like to see you take care of yourself, whether that's through video or in person, but specifically when you guys are physically apart, they want to watch you act as if they are there, okay? Even when they're not, they want to know that you're thinking about them so much that you want to take care of yourself, and they love the idea of watching that with you, all right? Oh boy, Panther Spirit, reclaim your power. Dragonfly Spirit, truth transcends illusion. We also have Armadillo Spirit, set healthy boundaries, and Badger Spirit, be fearless and bold. I get a couple things from this card. First, from these cards. First, with Panther Spirit here, I certainly get this sense of power and them liking to exercise power in the bedroom. Now, this person could like dominant and submissive role playing, right? Keep in mind that this is consensual stuff. I'm not talking about anything weird, okay? They might like that power dynamic in the bedroom. They might like if you choose to wear the crown one day and they choose to wear the crown the next. This idea of who's in charge today, who will succumb to who else's will, right? And with this imagery of somebody kneeling in front of somebody else and worshiping them in that way, tell me what to do, leader, right? I can see that here as well. I also see that a part of the allure for this person when it comes to physical intimacy is this idea that they can get you off. They really, really enjoy that. That is something that makes them feel powerful, knowing that they have achieved this chemical and physical reaction in you to get you to blow your lid, okay? I heard a quote once that said, everything in life is about money except for sex. Sex is about power. And I see that here with this Panther Spirit. I see that this person actually has some good moves to them, because if you think about the Panther, think about how they move: sleek, sexy, very agile. And I bet you that this person has quite a bit of endurance in them, because they can go long distances without even breaking a sweat. It's like their natural habitat, okay? I see that this person could possibly crawl to you on all fours in bed and work their way from their toes all the way to your face in this act of foreplay before they show you their real power. There's something about them that likes to come to you like they are looking at you as prey, right? You guys might joke and have them, they might chase you around the house or something like that, and you might joke to them like, only if you can catch up, or only if you can get it. This idea of the actual chase is very, very attractive to them. I think too that they like when you resist a little bit, when you say, no, not right now, let's after dinner, or tomorrow, or I'm washing my hair right now. They like that playful cat and mouse type of game where they have to really work for your affection, because your acceptance of, okay, you've whittled me down, let's do this, right? Yeah, those kisses on my neck are too much for me. They feel like that is a form of power for them. Again, we're talking about purely consensual stuff here, okay? With this dragonfly spirit, this truth transcends illusion. This is a person that actually likes you in your real. There's a lot of people that watch films and they have an unrealistic expectation or view of what bodies should look like, or what bodies should do, or what bodies should do together. And this very much reminds me of that, I think it's a Kendrick Lamar song where he says, show me some ass with some stretch marks. Okay, this person loves your natural beauty. They don't want you to put on any airs about you or to hide anything. If you've got some junk in the trunk, show it off, right? If you've got some stretch marks on your hips or on your belly, they appreciate that. They love the truth instead of the illusion. This is not somebody that's like going to be into somebody that makes themselves look perfect, when human beings are not that way, okay? This person adores you, scars and all. Those things that you think are imperfections, those things actually make you more and more real to them. Also, this idea of truth transcends illusion certainly could lead me to this idea that they like to do it with the lights on. They really want to see every part of your body. Even here, as we go into the spend some time together card, you see that we have this bright light here. There's something that I had mentioned about being bright here for this particular card. So I could see this being something that they enjoy, this intimacy with the lights on, okay? With Armadillo Spirit, now this certainly leads me to this power card and this idea of play that I had thought about with dominating and submissive energies, okay? This is the kind of person that you might have a little bit of a safe word with for certain types of play. uh, and this is funny because this idea of worship, right? They might want to worship you in a way and say, okay, what's your safe word, or what's, when the when the blindfold is too tight or something like that. Okay, very, very interesting. They don't want to make you do anything that you don't want to do. With Badger Spirit, again, be fearless and bold. There's something about them that is quite bold. This person knows what they're doing and they know what they want. This is not somebody that's inexperienced, and they like when you yourself come out of your comfort zone and you feel wild and free and judgment free as well, okay? Very interesting energy so far. The card of negativity here. Oh, this is actually a really interesting card because I see this as somebody that actually, like on the tone of games that we like to play, right? I see this very much as somebody that you will enjoy having makeup sex with. These beautiful, explosive expressions of love when it is that you make up. These moments of trials and tribulations, there's something about the way that you guys come together intimately to forgive one another. And I see these apologies that sometimes are said, but they don't need to be said with words. You can say them while you guys lay. Okay, very nice. Some makeup sex there. The High Priestess here. Yeah. Again, I get this feeling that they want to experiment with you. They want to know. They want you guys to experiment with each other because this is a dual energy here, okay? They want to figure out on their own without you having to draw a map for them what it is that makes you happy. There's something about that revelation through their own experience, through their own path to try to get you there, that really turns them on like, wow, I must have a gift, right? It strokes the ego for them to know what's behind the veil without you having to tell them. This is somebody that will probably be highly experimental and will want to change things, okay? Now with the Hermit card here, I definitely see this as that nod to privacy and also the idea of having lights on. This is Virgo energy, and we have Pisces here with the High Priestess. Oh my goodness. This Nine of Pentacles is lovely as well. This reminds me of that Beyonce song where she says, my man make me feel so goddamn fine. I'm flawless. This is how this person makes you feel. There's something about them that is constantly complimentary of your body, of the way you move it, of the sounds you make, of how it is that you make them feel. And they very much they gas you up a little bit, right? Like you finish an experience with them and you're like, I'm pretty amazing, okay? I'm not saying that you need them to do it, but isn't it nice to have somebody be so complimentary of your clothing, of the way you smell, of the way you look, of the way your body looks? They're constantly giving you these beautiful little nods and gestures just to tell you how much they adore you in your own natural state. I see this too very much. It could be a certain fashion sense in the bedroom. They might like to buy you lingerie. They might like to splurge on you in intimate ways that make you feel very much like you are the queen of the ball or the king of the ball if you are a male, okay? Perhaps they're into leather in particular, or masks or something like that, okay? These high heels, a very dominatrix like look here, this art of seduction that's going on here. Very, very interesting. Let's see what else we can get. The Page of Wands here. Yeah, this makes me feel like this idea of very much liking to start something long before any physical interaction is had. This is somebody that's going to send you a steamy text 5 minutes after they leave the door. They're going to send this to you because they want you walking on eggshells all day thinking about that moment when they get home, okay, or when you both can converge. I see this also as a person that has a very, very juicy sex talk. there's, some people try to pull it off and it can come off a little cringy. This person knows they've got the gift of the gab. They've got a certain charisma that allows them to do this delicate dance between being a creep and being a weirdo and being too romantic or too tame or too raunchy. They know the delicate balance with words to really get you going. I get too that because notice that this imagery, this person walking on these wands, on this communication, on these stilts, doing this delicate dance, they're doing it over a frozen lake, and you can see that there's snow on the trees in the background. I'm getting from this person that they feel like they know, they know, okay, they know that they are so gifted with just the right words that they can say to, I'm getting like unlock your puzzle, okay, that they can make you melt with just the wand, with just the communication, with just the words. This is going to be an experience for you, pile number one, that very much makes you feel like a physical interaction, a chemistry between a person that you've never had before. I mean, imagine somebody being able to melt you to make you reach a breaking point where you literally change from ice to water just by the words that they whisper into your ear, okay? Certainly with this Page of Wands, over this feeling that I got from this this card of you taking care of yourself, this could be, again, another nod to a lot of phone sex. If this person travels a lot, they're going to call you every night. They're going to set up their iPhone so that you guys can even fall asleep together. I see you guys saying, okay, good night, let's fall asleep together, and you can see them through your phone the whole time, which is very, very sweet. They love to have intimate talk and hot, passionate talk with you, and they're skilled enough to pull it off. Now, this isn't just something that they want physically. They want it emotionally. With the Ten of Cups here, they see that this is something that bonds. And I also get that this person, perhaps if you are a woman and you're into men, okay, they like the idea of possibly inseminating you. There's something about that, about the natural interaction between you that could lead to a child that really arouses them, okay? Very, very interesting. With the Queen of Wands here, oh, I get a lot of things from this. First, of course, they're passionate. They don't have any qualms about speaking about what it is that they want and going out and getting it. But look at the imagery here. If you are a... I want to say this correctly because I know that not only women watch this channel and not only straight people watch this channel, and I want to include everybody. So for example, if you are a bottom or if you are a woman, okay, if you're into men, this person likes to see you on your back. They like the idea of missionary position or being on top of you. They like, I feel like that's a better term because even if it's guy, right, the idea of being on top. They like being on top, and certainly that could go to this act of dominance, this feeling of power, right? This idea that they are respected in this way and you kneel to them, right? They like the visual of you being opened up. If you look at her her hands, how she kind of spreads her legs there, they like the idea of spreading your legs. They like the idea of you opening up underneath them in some capacity, okay? I also see here with this particular card, if you are into women, then this is a person that very much likes to hold your hands down or like tell you that you can look and not touch. Like I get to do this to you, and even though you want to like be a little octopus and put your hands everywhere, I'm gonna make you squirm for a little bit and beg for it. Okay, I see that like they very much are like no, like they'll slap your hand. There's something very playful about this person's energy. With the star card here, again, another nod to wetness, but I see this too as this idea that when you're done, there's this like merging of fluids, right? And they really enjoy that as well. I see this too as somebody that will run you a bath afterwards, okay? They like the idea of the extension of this play. They like the idea of taking care of you after you're done. This might be somebody that likes to clean you up with a piece of clothing, or with a bath, or with their mouth, right? There's something about worshiping at your water that they really, really enjoy. Obviously, if you're a male, then you can get what this means. They like to consume the water that it happens as a result of this physical interaction. Okay, they actually like your substance. They like the ending, the ending material. I'm trying to be a little bit careful. I want to give you the details without getting in trouble, okay? I see that here. Now, you could certainly be an Aquarius. We've got some fire, some water here, a little bit of earth. We also have Pisces and Virgo here, but you don't have to be any of these signs. These could also be the signs of your future spouse. Very steamy. I have this visual of this woman. This is going to be you when you're done. Like, my goodness, that was an experience. When can we do it again? Okay. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Pile number 1, that was your reading on what it will be like to be intimate with your future spouse. Let me know if this resonates with you. Although I wonder if the comments might be a little limited on this one, on what it is that people want to share. Okay. I hope that you'll join me tomorrow for the next video in this series of what it is that this future spouse looks like. I hope to get into really, really great detail on the looks for this particular person. Okay, there are so many more videos that I realized throughout this week that I want to do about future spouses. Like, I thought a week would be enough time, but it really isn't. There's so much more detail and questions that I want to ask. So know that I am going to do a future spouse week again very soon. But for now, I think these were the most riveting questions that people really wanted to know. So hopefully I see you tomorrow. I hope that you're having a great day. And I hope that you found something in this reading that resonated with you. All right? Bye-bye. All right, if you picked Lollipop or Charm number 2, then this is the reading for you on what it is that you can expect in regards to intimacy with your future spouse. Pile number 1 was quite juicy, so we'll see where this reading takes us. Look at your pattern in relationships. First card out. First, I have to say that this person loves the way you look. They love the way that you look at them, and they love the way that you look. There's something about, too, I'm getting, that this person loves the way that you look at yourself in the mirror. They love it when you are getting ready to go out and you kind of strut your stuff, or you flex your muscles, or, right, if you're a man or a woman, they love the way that you look at yourself in the mirror, and they love the way that you look physically. I also feel like this person, there's something about you that is so incredibly different from other people that they have dated in the past, and they find that that is something quite special about you. They could feel like you look quite exotic, right? But at a minimum, there's something about the patterns in previous relationships. They've learned from them, and there's something about you that makes you stand out and be quite special in that regard. Like attracts like, so you guys have a lot of similar likes in the bedroom. that will make it very, very easy for you to kind of slide into intimacy, okay? There's not this big tug of war. You won't have this problem where somebody wants to try one thing and you're completely closed off to that thing, okay? There's something very, very mutual, and you mirror each other in the way that you like to show intimacy. So you're not having these problems later on down the line in a marriage where somebody is saying, well, you never do this and I want you to do that, right? You both like what it is that each other does, okay? Love makes the difference here. This is, first, I feel like there will be quite an emotional attachment here. There's a lot about healing in this particular card, and there's something about the exchange between you two physically that could literally make a bad day go away. In fact, this might be one of the ways that after a horrible day or something really emotional that happens, you immediately are like, I need to bond with my partner, right? This helps me to release that negativity. This helps me to heal a little bit, feeling so loved, feeling so listened to, so seen, and so taken care of. You will have an extra layer to your physical intimacy. This isn't just what feels good. This is what feels good on the inside, not just outside on the body, okay? I see that you both share so much emotion when you both are connected to one another. And we see that here too. Embrace your emotions. Don't push down your feelings or judge your emotions. If you're somebody that likes to cry afterwards or something like that, this partner will not judge that, okay? They want you to freely express your emotions, whether that's anger, whether that's, right? They want it all. I almost get this feeling that this person likes the idea of absorbing your bad day, whether they're taking you in or they're receiving you, whether they're receiving you or they're the one delivering, okay? They like the idea of absorbing all of that bad energy, like soaking it up as a part of what it is that they're doing, almost like put your bad day on me, okay? Wow, that's something, okay? So somebody that does not have any qualms with you being highly emotional in this process. The more emotional for them, the better. They really like connecting on that level. We have dog spirit. Be loyal to what you love. A very loyal lover. This person is not going to go barking up any other trees, okay? With bee spirit, sweet results awake, and otter spirit, you are never alone. First, with the you are never alone card, I see very much that this person could like to communicate when they're away. They could like to communicate when you are on a trip or they are on a trip, and have really steamy, beautiful conversations where you share your day and then end in this crescendo of beautiful love, okay? Even when your partner is away, they know how to connect with you in a way, whether that's a steamy text or a nice phone call at the end of a business trip or something like that, right? They know how to connect with you without being physically present and still be able to get you off. All right. Sweet results await. This is somebody that understands that they worship at you. There's something about making sure that you receive your sweetness, you receive your honey. And there, with this queen bee, I see them as seeing you as a queen bee, whether you're male or female, right? They want to make sure that you have a sweet end, but they don't mind taking time to take things slow and really savoring the experience to get you there, okay? I also see here with this idea of being loyal to what you love, I feel like this person actually has a way that they like to initiate a sexual interaction, and that's with perhaps massage or this idea of like rubbing your shoulders and then kissing your neck. There's something about being of service before the act, and then getting you nice and mellow and relaxed, or perhaps getting a bath ready for you, right? There's something about getting you in a relaxed state before they even get to the part where it's like, okay, let's initiate a sexual interaction. Okay, there's a certain level of care from this person that is quite beautiful. Compassion here again, not to sound like a broken record, but you will share this beautiful compassion with this person, and I feel like they'll be very delicate with you. They're a person that asks, like, how do you feel? Is this what you like? They're very much, they want to make sure that they're giving you what you need and what you want. And they approach lovemaking with a compassionate heart. This is not somebody that's going to finish and then roll over and say, well, thanks for that, right? They want to cuddle. They want to communicate. They want to say, I love you at the end of the night. Very, very communicative from the heart space. And the Knight of Pentacles here, again, somebody that takes it slow. They know that good things take time. I also see that perhaps this particular person, with this idea of nature with the Pentacles and this nature here with compassion, I wonder if this person has a little bit of a fantasy about doing something in a vehicle, or outdoors. There's something about the risk of being caught that this person might enjoy, okay? Oh, even here with the Four of Wands, first, again, this idea that you guys are equals, you guys hold each other's hands, you take care of one another in this interaction. But even here, this place is in a tree house. This person will probably book hotels in really cool places, like those little teepees that you can rent as hotels, those tree houses, those Airbnbs that are really romantic, like tucked away little cabins in the woods. There's something about making a weekend retreat out of this experience and making it like this fairy tale. I also see with the idea of fairy tale that they perhaps like to role play a little bit, okay? You be the I don't know, you be the seductress, and I'll be the person that submits to your will today, or something like that, okay? I see too here that this person might be somebody that likes to do things at night, especially if they like to be intimate in inconspicuous places, right? In places that they're not supposed to be. This idea of creating a little bit of a fairy tale or a little bit of a story, having a little bit of play in that sense in a place that they're not technically supposed to. This is the kind of person that you can show up to at a bar wearing a wig and pretend like you're a different person, and they will adore that. They will play along. It keeps things fresh. It keeps things new, and it's all play at the end of the day. Okay. The Emperor here. Even here with the Four of Wands, they could like binding in some way because of the way that these leaves wrap around both of their hands. And I think too, there's something about, like, unless you get equal pleasure, they can't get to that place. There's something that's very much reliant, like they need you and them balanced at the same time. Perhaps they have an enjoyment of watching you finish when they finish. They want you guys to do that together. With the Emperor here, this is somebody that perhaps likes to take control, likes to be a little bit authoritative at times. And with the Lovers here, I mean, you can see this right here first. They certainly do like to look at your body, okay? I see that this person may be more of a butt person than they are a chest person, okay? I also see that they might actually like light spanking, to deliver light spanking, okay? There's something about the neck as well. They love kissing and sucking on the neck in particular. They know that that is an erogenous zone. It's like eating eating that conch that acts as an arousant, right, before being intimate, okay? I see too that this person might be very into dress, into costume. Like they might buy you cute little things, or they might themselves like to dress up in some way, right? They certainly would splurge at La Perla or something like that, right? They want to see you in all your glory, and they might like that with the lights on, so that they can really, really embrace you in that way, embrace your body in that way. This person is not the type of person that likes to be clothed. They like to feel the entire body completely naked. We'll have our costumes, we'll have our sexy attire for play to get to that place, but once it's on, like, it's all clothes off. This isn't somebody that's going to wear socks in bed, okay? Which I don't know why that's so funny to me. I also see that this person, there's something about the mouth specifically. They love to slither like a snake here across your body with their tongue, okay? They love to deliver, and you can see it here with just the neck, but they love the idea of their tongue slithering across your body. Now, with this particular person, they might like to have a little action with the feet here. It doesn't have to be, but I thought I would mention it because there's something about this snake working its way down to the feet, okay? I see that this person as well, they very much like the idea of you being wrapped around them. There's some people that like keep distance when they're intimate, right? Like, you stay over there and we'll just connect at the parts that are supposed to connect. This person likes the full body to be in contact, okay? They like to feel your entire body in contact. There's also something about movement here with this particular card. With this movement, particularly if you're a woman, they like the way that your breasts move when you're intimate, or your butt jiggles, right? That could be male or female, right? They like the way that your butt jiggles when penetration occurs, okay? There's something about the movement of your body, the jiggling of every single bit and piece. That's probably why they want you completely unclothed, okay? To have this intimate embrace with. I see too that this is the kind of person that wants to get you to your wet space before any actual penetration occurs, okay? And they will more than likely do that with the use of their mouth as a, like I said, that's that slithering snake. They might also enjoy licking up your wetness after climax, okay? You know where I'm going with that, okay? I'm trying to give you all the details, but also not get in too much trouble. Yeah, see, with the Page of Swords, they're a watcher. This person actually might like to watch naughty movies too, while it is that you guys are intimate together. Like, you pick a movie today and we'll put that on and we'll have a little game of it, you know? Show me what you want in this movie and I'll do that thing, or right? But they certainly do love to watch you. This is the kind of person that's going to be like, send me a picture if they're away. And as I had mentioned, this idea that if they're gone, if they're on a trip or something, they're going to want to communicate electronically, at least, to keep that attachment going. This is somebody that knows how to talk your ear off when it comes to being erotic, okay? They know the right things to say. There's something quite sharp-witted about them in their communication here, okay? I see too that this person, if you are into men, this person, very much like your charm here, there's something rock solid about that. And I see too that they could be a larger than average size, okay? There's something about almost like a surprise on your face when they pull their sword out, if you catch my drift. There's something like, I'm sorry, excuse me, what am I supposed to do with all of that, okay? This person certainly could be well endowed when it comes to that. I see here too this idea of you are never alone. With this idea of watching, they certainly could get aroused by watching you touch yourself. This is a person that might even call you and say, I want to see you touch yourself. I want to know that you're thinking about me at all times. And I want to know, I want to see you. I want to see that expression of that arousal. This might be somebody too that might say, because of the Emperor, like, you can't touch that unless I'm around. And this works both ways. I know a lot of women that are like this too. Like, don't you dare jerk off unless, right? Unless I'm there, unless I give you permission, right? That sword belongs to me. And I feel like there's a playful little tit for tat between between you both in that regard. A very, very interesting pile number two, card number two, too. Pile number two, that was your reading. I hope that you enjoyed it. I also hope that it gave you something to think about, right? Hopefully, some of this rubs you the right way, right? And it gives you more information on what it is going to be like to be with this person. Any questions, comments, concerns, stories, right? Let me know down in the comments below. I ask that we keep it somewhat clean because I know some of the bots show up when we cover subjects like this, okay? Tomorrow's video will be all about what your future spouse looks like in detail. So I'm looking forward to having that up for you. I want to thank you so much for stopping by the channel today, and hopefully I see you for tomorrow's video. Bye-bye. Pile number three, welcome to your reading on what it is going to be like to have intimacy between you and your future spouse. We had quite a lot in the last two piles, so I'm curious to see what it is that you get. First card out is Have Faith. Trust your faith in this situation. There is something quite trusting in the intimacy between you and your future partner. I see that this person might try to experiment a little bit, and you'll say, I trust you, right? You trust them with your body. There's something about them that makes you feel so incredibly safe. Perhaps they like to intimately hold you while you guys are intimate, and that makes you feel emotionally and physically at a place where you can be open, where you can be vulnerable. You have faith in your partner, in the intimacy. Now, for some of you, right, this could be literal faith. There could be like a literal faith that you somehow intertwine into your lovemaking, but I realize that that will not resonate with everybody. Focus on love here. This very much is the idea that this person is not just connected with you on a physical level. This lovemaking is an expression of your relationship. It's an expression of gratitude for the fact that you are in their life. I see very much that this person likes to look at you. They look at you even when you're not being intimate, and they think about naughty things that they want to do to you. I feel like you and this particular person have a little bit of a lingo, a conversation, a subtle hints towards one another that you might not tell other people. Where you can wink a certain way, or you can rub somebody's hand a certain way, and that is an indication, that is a way of communicating, I really want to be intimate now. Or little ways that you can look at your partner and already know that they're undressing you with their eyes. If you look at that dragon's expression there, you'll see that he looks at her in a way that says, like, I'm going to have you for dinner and dessert later. And she knows that. She receives that just with a wink and a nod. There's a secret communication that you and your partner can have across a room, a busy dinner, a company dinner, right? And you're there with your future spouse, and yeah, they give you a certain glare, and you're like, okay, I know that we are going to have some fun later, okay? Show simple acts of kindness. I feel like this person actually believes in starting physical interaction before you even get into the bedroom. I see this person being very much somebody that likes to bring home flowers, somebody that likes to light beautiful candles and get a nice setting going for you for this intimacy. I also see that they could start with something that is an act of kindness. Instead of, hey, you want to get physical, they'll give you a little foot rub, they'll give you a shoulder rub, they'll get you fully relaxed, maybe they'll cook you a beautiful meal, wine and dine you, feed you chocolate covered strawberries. There's something about acts of kindness that are intertwined with this particular type of lovemaking. Your person might come home and they'll give you a gift, a beautiful necklace, and they'll say, I want to see you with nothing but that necklace on. This idea of devoting their time, devoting their resources to gestures that make you know that it's not just about the intimacy, right? They just want to shower you with kindness. Obviously, making love is one of those ways. Here we have the card of slow down. First, I certainly get the sense that you will feel all enraptured in this physical connection. And there's something very much about taking your time, about getting into a certain rhythm, about letting yourself daydream a little bit. Now, I had mentioned this idea of romanticism, and we can see that there's lit candles here. This is somebody that very much likes to go through the maze here, right? They dance through a maze with you. They're not so much concerned about getting to the ending as much as they are embracing every single moment along the journey. Okay, I see too that this person, as I had mentioned with this card, there's something about getting you in this tranquil state before they engage in lusty behavior that really, really, I almost get like it heightens the sensations for you because you're so relaxed and vulnerable and open to receiving this thing. Perhaps that's why there's all this faith, because I almost get you like in a meditative state with this. Somebody that takes their time. These are not going to be brief interactions, right? This person's going to want to be intimate for an hour or 2 hours, right? There's something about taking things very, very slowly that they really enjoy. What else do we have? Life is a mystery, okay? Time for beginner mind. And bring a gentle touch. Okay, so this person knows how to caress. They know how to be gentle with your body, with your intimate parts. There are some people that it's like they want to go like bunny rabbits and pound their way into oblivion, right? And there's something about this person that knows to be gentle. It's like, I don't need to do all that because I know what I'm doing enough to get you to a place where you can climax without me having to beat it out of you, okay? To pound it out of you, all right? I also feel like there's something about the connection, you know, when you first meet somebody and you have that first kiss and there's something about it that like literally feels warm in your tummy. There's something about that sends you tingling, and sometimes over the course of a relationship, a kiss just becomes like the meeting of lips and you don't get that feeling again. This person knows how to make every experience feel brand new. They know how to make every touch feel like it's the first time that you were touched by them. There's no complacency here, okay? This person always knows to start fresh and to try new things with you. They do it in such a gentle and loving way as well. They also like the mystery of sex. This is a person that you might keep sexual secrets with. They don't want you out there blabbing their business, their intimate business out in the street. And they find that there's something quite erotic about the fact that you perhaps understand that wavelength and you guys have this little intimate secret that you keep between you, okay? There's something hot about the fact that nobody knows what's going on between you guys, all right? I think too with this idea of mystery, perhaps they like the idea of the dark, or they can like the idea of blindfolding you or you blindfolding them. This thing where you have to experience the intimacy with one sense deprived, right? Wearing a mask or a blindfold, for example, and they start tickling or running an ice cube around your body, and you're wondering like, what's the next mystery? What's the next thing going to be? And then it's a feather that's touching you, right? And you're like, oh my goodness, like there's something about perhaps them masking your eyes and really taking their time, slowing everything down. And with a gentle touch, even here we have all these beautiful feathers, right? Making you feel different tingling sensations with different objects or with different parts of their body. First it's the hands, then they might rub your caress or squeeze your butt, and then they lick your neck, and then they kiss your belly button. They move from one sense of touch to another, and they love the fact that you have your eyes closed and you don't know what's going to come next. You're like on the edge of your seat of like, what's going to be the next touch, okay? Very, very nice. We also have meditation. Wow, tell me this is not the energy that I got from slow down. I said you're almost in a tranquil state of meditation. There's something about this that honestly feels like a bit of a trip. Like you feel like, wow, that experience is probably like what it's like to smoke weed or something like that. Like there's something so heightened through the act of relaxation. It allows you to soak the experience that much more in, okay? Another nod to the trust that you have in this partner and to just how absolutely relaxed they make you feel. I also see that for this person, afterwards, they definitely are a cuddler. This is not the kind of person that's going to want to be intimate and then it's like the closeness shuts off and the lights turn off and it's like good night. They really want to cuddle. They want to be in a place where you guys don't even have to say anything. You just lay on their chest or they lay on your chest, right? And you guys just breathe together. You reach this Zen state together. Very, very beautiful. Alrighty, the Five of Wands here. Oh, that's interesting. The Chariot, the Tower, the Two of Swords, the Seven of Wands, and the Six of Wands. A couple things from this particular deck, okay? The first thing that I will tell you is they might like the emotional connection of makeup sex, okay? This might be the type of person that you want to start an argument with over something petty just because. And notice how they're actually smiling and laughing at one another. There's something humorous about this little game that we're playing where we're raising wands to one another, but we're not actually making contact, right? Like, you forgot to take the trash out, I'm not talking to you. And then they have to work their way to like kiss you and ask you for your forgiveness. There's a fun little game here. Or if they know that it annoys if you know that it annoys them if you change the channel as they're watching their show. You change the channel and they're like, excuse me, and they put it back and you change it back, and it's almost like aren't you gonna punish me now, right? Like there's this playful banter. This person certainly could love things like whips. They could love this idea of patting, of spanking with the Five Wands, the idea of something coming down on them or on you, okay? They might like touch, they might like tools as well. Additional tools in the bedroom like vibrators and things like that, okay? Oils, scents, edible lubrication and things of that nature. They bring several tools with them to the bedroom. With the Chariot here, this person, there's something about movement in particular that they find quite erotic. And that can certainly be the movement of the body, right? This idea of rhythm. This is the kind of person that they could hear a squeaking bed and that arouses them because they connect that with that motion, okay? I could also see that this person might have a little bit of a desire to be naughty and to have some play inside of a vehicle with the Chariot card here, Cancerian energy, okay? I can also see this idea of movement in regards to movement of your body. So for example, if you're into women, okay, the movement of her breasts, if you're a woman, your future spouse might like the way that if they push up against you, your breasts jiggle or your butt has some vibration to it, right? They love this idea of watching your body move as they do things to it, okay? I even could see this as like foreplay in the car, like, you know, after dinner at the Miller's or whatever, like on the way home, they already get the party started. They reach over and they start caressing your leg and working their way up your leg inside of the car. So that way, by the time you get to your destination, you're like, you barely made it into the garage, right? Or you might pull over entirely and engage in this act, okay? It's so bubbling over that you're like, just pull over somewhere and we'll find somewhere quiet. Or by the time you get into the garage, you don't even make it into the house, okay? Now, with the tower here, I see that this is something that's going to set your house on fire, as in every single room in your home will feel the heat of this connection. You will christen every single area. Every table, every countertop, every floor, the kitchen, the bathroom, it's going to be hot everywhere, okay? But I also do see that this person does like to jump outside every now and again and do something a little bit risque, perhaps out in the hot tub, or like, let's put up a tent in the backyard and pretend that we're camping or something like that. This idea of perhaps being outside when they engage in this as well. I see the tower very much, especially if you are into men, this idea that they are built. They are built, if you catch my drift. Like, that tower is standing tall and it is standing proud. And this is the kind of heat that you want to be in the kitchen for, okay? This is the kind of heat that you like put an apron on to get ready for, okay? An apron and nothing else. I see this very much as a symbol of their manhood, okay? A symbol of how much they want you. I can very much feel the energy of just like being rock solid for you. I feel like that might give you a sense of power in knowing, like, I did that, I'm doing that, my vision, my sounds, my, any way that whatever it is that I do, my mouth, my private parts, right? Those are the things that are creating this reaction, me and me alone. I also see that when you reach that moment, you are going to have some of the most powerful climaxes that you've ever had in your life. There's this feeling where it's like too much, like you're like, you're gonna kill me, like I'm gonna have a heart attack, okay, if you make me do that again. There's this sense of this person, like, it's like so hot that you want to jump out. You're like, I don't know if I can even handle this, okay? I also see here with this idea of foundation that you guys have a strong sexual foundation. This is something that happens steadily. It happens at these moments where it just clashes. These built up tensions, they just happen. There's no like scheduling, okay, Mondays and Fridays are the days that we, right? There's nothing clinical about that. Whenever we feel the need to explode, whenever we feel the need to just fall apart in each other's arms, we're going to do that. I see that you guys have an appetite to have this quite frequently. And I see that there again, like, I keep going back to this sense of feeling super powerful, that anybody would crave you this much, right? It's like, yeah, like I'm good at this. I've got this, It boosts your confidence in a way, okay? With the Two of Swords here, this person actually likes to wrestle around and perhaps hold down and no, let's see who can beat who. There's this active play. I also see that this person might like to carry you, toss you onto the bed or something like that, right? There's something about showing strength, about showing might in this particular interaction. I also see that they could enjoy this idea of standing up and holding you while you both stand. This act of blending together, right? As we stand up. This person, I wonder if they're in really good shape, because obviously you can see the muscles here. And this idea that like they want to show you that prowess that they have. I see too, like the idea of like being up against a wall. They really like putting you up against a wall and like holding your hands and kissing your neck and things like that. Okay, very nice. Now with the Seven of Wands, I see this very much as this person actually, I mean, you kind of see it here with the Six of Wands too. This person thinks you are hot to trot, and they know I've got somebody here that other people want, and I actually feel like they kind of like it when you make them a little bit jealous, okay? They like it when other people are like, oh, she's beautiful, or he's handsome, and you're like, actually, that's my spouse that you're talking about. They're so so proud of you, and they kind of like when you make them a little bit jealous. Perhaps that will lead to this like makeup sex vibe that I got here, right? By feeling like I've got to I've got to step it up. Or like I'm proud that so many people want the person that I have, right? There's something so sexy about them, okay? I see here too this idea that like so many people have offered you their passion and you have chosen them and they have chosen you, and that is a source of great pride for them. I often call the Six of Wands the sex of wands because it is this idea of success, and in this imagery you can see this lotus, this flower blossoming. So you know you'll always reach the point of success with this person. This is not solo. This actually comes with the help of of another person. I almost said other people. Actually, this is kind of I'm glad that I remembered that, because I got that energy too. Like maybe this person, you and them have an arrangement. I recognize that this is not going to be all of you, okay? A very, very few select of you, but some people like to have other people involved in their relations, okay? So this certainly could apply if that is something you're into. You'll know if it's not. If you're completely like, no, it's just me and you, then that, just throw it away, okay? But here, right, there could be other people involved, but at a minimum, this ensures that you will always reach success. You will always reach climax. You will always blossom here. I see, for some reason, like the sex success, that like it's like sucking. I think that like their mouth does a lot of talking here. Not only are they good at bedroom talk, but they are also good at oral. There's something about them putting their face, literally like burying their face in between the lotus, like at the center, and like really making something happen there, right? This is the kind of person that will make you climax with just their mouth, which is lovely. I think that's everything that I was picking up off this pile. Obviously, if I missed something, let me know. A very, very steamy little connection that you have here, pile number 3. Oh, number 3. Pile number 3, that was your reading. I hope that you'll join me tomorrow for your reading on what it is that your future spouse looks like. And if you've missed any of the future spouse videos that I've had all week on the channel, please feel free to click on the videos tab for my channel and peruse those there, because I've covered other subjects about your future spouse as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that I see you in tomorrow's video. Bye-bye. Alrighty, if you picked pile number 4, then this is the reading for you on what intimacy is going to be like with your future spouse. We have had quite some piles in the other ones, so I'm curious to see what it is that you get. You have appreciate this moment. This person, right off the bat, is so incredibly grateful to have you in their life. There is something about the way that they touch you where they are always expressing gratitude. I see too that this person very much likes to take their time. They aren't a quick one and done, thank you ma'am type of person, okay? Although I could see them certainly engaging in quickies if it's fun, right? I see them more as somebody that likes to make an experience out of love making versus something that's quick and then they roll over and don't look at you for the rest of the night, okay? There's something about really being present, really being in the moment, okay? I also think that this person really loves your private parts, this idea of very, very closely examining, putting their face to this beautiful opening, blossoming thing in front of them that is it almost like houses a completely other world. They're very delicate with it and they take their time with it. This is somebody that will go down on you for a very long time, and it's not because you like it alone, okay? It's because they enjoy doing it. It's one of the things that arouses them. They really, really take their time with that. What else do we have? there is something about this particular person. First, I get this sense that they probably really like to see you. There's this idea of light. You can see it here. Every thing has a light shining in some capacity here, okay? And even here we see the light. So they might like lights on sometimes, or candles on, because they really want to savor your body. There's something here about liking the things about you that you might consider insecurities. This came up for one of the other piles, but this idea of like, show that Kendrick song, show me a butt with some stretch marks, right? Show me something real. This person doesn't want you to act like you don't have any flaws. In fact, the things that you consider flaws about yourself, the things that most people would like airbrush out of their photos, those are the things that they absolutely love about you. They want something real, not some fantasy that is a lie, that is nowhere close to how it is that people typically interact. It doesn't matter if you're in your pajamas. It doesn't matter if you're wearing $500 worth of lingerie. It doesn't matter to them what it is that you look like, as long as you come real, okay? They don't want you hiding things about yourself. I feel like this person will very, very much bring you to a place where, not that you need somebody else to make you feel confident, right? But it doesn't hurt to have somebody compliment how beautiful you are. This is the kind of person that if you ever say like, I feel like I've gained a couple pounds, they're going to be like, are you crazy? You look amazing. And they're like over complimentary. Everything that you consider a flaw, they consider the real parts of you, and they worship those parts of you. So you don't have to hide any part of you when you are engaged in physical activity with this person. Physical touch is important. Now, I see this very much as taking your time with foreplay, okay? This is the kind of person that will start at your fingertips. They don't immediately go for the private parts, right? They want to get on their knees and worship the body from inch to inch. And there's something so much about like reaching this Shangri-La, right? I had mentioned this idea of oral, and even here, this idea of like coming down to the knee level. It makes me think of that, okay? I see this very much as somebody that loves to cuddle, somebody that loves to hold your hand, somebody that might even like to hold your hands while you're doing it, right? This idea of having fingers like interlaced. There's something about that, about you guys squeezing at the same pace, the same strength, that lets them know like we're equal here. We're both at the same place. I think that that's very, very important to them, to feel like they have that connection. There's certainly so much about worship here. This person on their knee for you. Like what is it that you want today? What fantasy can I fulfill today? There's something about them that is eager to please. You might have somebody, if you're into men, that is quite chivalrous. I mean, I guess women could be chivalrous too, right? That is quite chivalrous. They're like, no, let me carry you into the bedroom. They want to do these little gestures, right, that really make you feel loved before it is that you actually have any penetration, okay? And then the last card is speak the language of love. There's something about the way that they sweet talk you, okay? They have such a good, I'm getting actual voice as well. There's something about their voice that is calming and soothing and makes your skin tingle, okay? This is somebody that's going to be very, very good at phone sex. This is somebody that you're going to want to hear them say naughty things to you. And I'm getting that that they know exactly how to unlock you, like that light, right? How to make you blossom and open up before they've even touched you, by saying all the right things. A lot of people, they try to do the sexy talk, and some people are not that good at it, but your future spouse is very, very good at it. You hear that talk, and I think they know too. Look at the expression as they look at this blossoming thing in front of them. They know, and they tease you this way. It's actually a great sense of pride for them to know that they can go to your office party, your office Christmas party as a guest with you, right? And they can whisper something in your ear in between the soup and the main course, right? And that thing will set you completely discombobulated, goo goo gaga, where you're like, where was I in my conversation with my boss? Like what, right? Because you keep thinking about that thing that they whispered in your ear that was so inappropriate, but also that you want to hear again. Okay, they've got the gift of the gab here, and they know exactly what to say in order to get you ready. I see too that there's this sense of like after intimacy, there's this sweet exchange of openness, right? They open up too, and they might say all the cheesy little things that they normally wouldn't say because they might feel like, oh, it's too over the top. But after they climax, after you climax, they might feel like they like word vomit. Like, did I tell you enough times that I love you today? Did I tell you that you're beautiful? Like, it all just comes gushing out in this intimate moment after you've both reached climax. Okay. With Antelope Spirit, we've got Life is Speeding Up. We've got Sing Your Own Song and Claim Your Independence. Here with this Antelope Spirit, I get this as blood racing. This person makes you throb. Okay, like the wanting and the yearning for this particular person makes your body physically throb, and it gets you to a place where you can actually feel your heart pounding in your chest. It's almost like nervous, like you're like, if I don't have this now, I'm gonna break. Okay, there's something about your heart racing and like you feeling like, okay, like I need to have this or I'm gonna explode. With Sing Your Own Song, oh, this is hilarious to me. A pile number 3, or pile number 4, I'm gonna make fun of you a little bit. This person is your neighbors are gonna know what you sound like. Okay, this is a person that, I don't care how conservative you are, this person really makes you sing your heart out. Okay, when you get to a place where you climax with this person, they are going to, the neighborhood's gonna hear like, oh, there's Martha having a good time again. Okay, I see that this person really knows how to get you to sing your song. I also, this is another nod to that sweet talk, right? But I see this too as there's something audible that really turns you on about them. I had mentioned that they have a great voice, and there's something about their breathing, about their panting, especially if they're speeding up a little bit here, right? There's something about their breathing that really turns you on. They make the right moans. They make the right where you're like, wow, like I love hearing you. Aside from the touch, like I could just hear you and get turned on. Okay, with Cat Spirit, this is very much about liking speaking to you, about opening yourself up, about reaching climax, right? And having you do it yourself. Perhaps you playing with your own kitty cat here, right? And getting yourself to a place where you come based off of their voice. I could see this certainly from a distance, how they would want to see you play with yourself. Obviously, if you are opposite sex or take that as you will, right? This idea of watching your partner satisfy themselves. I also see here that they actually enjoy the fact that you might like private time, right? Like I want to climax, but I just want to do it myself after you go to work. And they're totally cool with that. There's something about that like they understand like physical touch is important. And even if I'm not there, I want you to have your time to yourself. They don't mind you claiming your own independence. I see here too that there's something about the way you like to be pleased, where they really want you to speak out and say, like, for example, if you're somebody that has never had somebody get you there before, they want to know what is the thing that you fantasize about? How is it that I can make you come to this beautiful place? And they will be amenable to that. They will listen and they will do the work to make you get there, okay? They want you to really be outspoken about what you desire, because they don't feel like that intimacy, that it should only be something that they benefit from. They want to see you benefit from it as well. A very nice energy so far. We've got nurture here. This idea of cuddling, I had mentioned that before, right? But this is somebody that will want to lay on your chest, or they'll want you to lay on their chest after you're done. I love this imagery of this happening with all this water on top of her and dripping from her and underneath her. Like you guys are just like laying in a wet puddle together, right? Afterwards, like you don't mind laying on one another and sharing each other's fluids, okay? I also see here that this person very much like doesn't like, I think the reason why I got this idea of like the distance is because they don't, of the quickies rather, is because they don't like the idea. It's like there's a second component to making love. It's not just the physical act, but it's the emotion that is shared after this moment of vulnerability, where we say the tender things that sometimes we don't always say, and we're open and we're close and we're almost like in this dreamy state of romance, right? And so I think for them, something like a quickie would be more like you would be missing that second vital component that makes love making for them, which is a part of the rest, the reprieve after, where even if you don't say anything, you can say something by holding each other's hands, by looking at each other's eyes, by kissing one another, right? Of we're here together, right? We just shared this beautiful experience without even saying anything, like, I'm so grateful for your body. You're grateful for mine. They need that. They need that afterwards, okay? They don't want to just roll around and turn the light off, okay? They need that closeness. Queen of Swords here. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Wands. Judgment. And the Queen of Pentacles. Again, I feel like there is a lot of trust that you have with this partner. There's something about your interactions with them that you know they're not judging you. Judgment, right? You know they're not judging you. They're not shaming you. They absolutely adore your body, right? They want you to feel comfortable and confident. And that truth, the trust that you share between one another helps you to relax the mind, which sometimes blocks the body from experiencing something really, really beautiful. I also get this this visual here because of the Queen of Swords being this thing that very much is of the mind. I see that they want their blood on your mind. They want you thinking about them all the time. There's something about your heart racing and this idea of them worshiping your body. They want you thinking, even dreaming about them, okay? This certainly could be, again, about the exchange of bodily fluids. They might really enjoy that. But I see this as this idea that if they know that they send you like a kinky little text or something like that, right? They know that you'll be thinking about them all day. If at lunch they stop by with some chocolates and they whisper something very seductive in your ear, for the rest of the day, you're going to be thinking about them, and they want their blood on your mind. They want you so obsessed with them that it's like their DNA almost is like running through your mind, okay? Your fantasies of them, your thoughts of them. With the Ace of Pentacles here, I see this very much as somebody that likes to explore new opportunities, okay? This is somebody that isn't going to keep things the same all the time. They want to switch things up. And I think this is why they ask, what is it that you want today? Because people change and our tastes evolve. And there's something here about, let's experiment. Let's have a new experience, right? Let's open a new door, a new portal into the thing in between your legs or into your heart, okay? There's something about, let's see what else can get you lit up on the inside. What other corridor have we yet to unlock in there, right? In your body, in your mind, body, soul, spirit, like all of it. They want to unlock all of those things. So I feel like this person is constantly saying, like, do you want to try something new? They want your feedback on what it is that, where it is that you're changing towards or gravitating towards. Okay, now with the Ace of Wands here, I see this very much. A couple things. First, I see that they could be well endowed, particularly if you're into males, right? There could be something that comes out from the underpants where you're like, what am I supposed to do with all that, right? Like, what where is that supposed to go? Okay, I see that very much like a tree trunk. They're like hung like a horse over here. Okay, I see too that they certainly know how to speak. We mentioned that to get that passion rising, but I also get that this person might actually get really turned on by the thought of giving you a child or making a family with you. That doesn't have to be only men, because women are like that too, right? There are a lot of women that get they think it's very erotic, the thought of breeding, right? Like, breed me, or the thought of a man wanting them in that way. Okay, so use protection, pile number 4. Okay, if you don't want kitties, because you guys certainly will have a lot of playtime where you maybe pretend like you are trying to make kitties here. Okay, I see this too as this like literal heat rising. Like, I think they actually have like a warm body, and I for some reason I get this sense that, like, afterwards you cuddle into the crook of their neck, or you always want them to put their arms around you, and you almost use them either as a pillow or you use them as a way to warm yourself. Like, they run warm. I'm getting, you might like put your feet on them on cold days to like warm your feet up. Okay, there's something about their body that is physically hot, and I think that you find them just so incredibly sexy and attractive. Okay, very, very nice. With Judgment here, again, I had mentioned there's no shame in this game. There is nobody saying, no, this is wrong. Like, if you were to say, gosh, I really like the idea of you putting your finger here, they wouldn't say, wait, no, that's not how that's supposed to be done. That's not something, that's too taboo. That's too, they are open to hearing the feedback. They're open to the new experiences, and whatever it is that you want to try. I think with a few very, very rare exceptions, right? They would be open to that. Okay. There's no shame. And I feel like too, for my ladies in particular, this idea, because it doesn't matter if you're same sex or not, right? If you're into the opposite sex or the same sex. For women in particular, there is a certain stigma that we grow up with, that society places on us, of like, you shouldn't enjoy this, and if you do, it means you're a whore, and oh, you've had this many partners, what does that say about you? Or, you know, these kinds of judgments around the kitty cat. Okay, this person is like, be as free as you want. Let's bring that thing back from the dead. Okay, like, let that thing be as alive as it wants to be, and I'm not going to judge you for that. Okay, there's no body shaming here either. There's something that just wholly, completely accepts you the way that you are. Last one here with the Queen of Pentacles. This is the idea of somebody being quite giving. They give more than they try to receive. Like, they don't try to receive unless they've given. Okay, and when I say given, look at the size of that pentacle. Okay, like, they don't want you faking it. This person does not want you faking anything. They want to know that they gave you the big O. The big O, okay? The big O. And they will work. They will work diligently to make that happen. I see there's a level of persistence here. A level of persistence here that is like unmatched. Like, most people's hands or mouths or genitalia would have fallen off by now. And this person, whatever it takes, they are there to serve. There's something about serving you that is quite hot to them. Okay, it really drives them crazy. Now, with this idea of these these O's, right? These pentacles and holding this thing. I feel like hands are quite important to this person. Even here, there's something about the hands in all of these cards. There's something about clawing at you, right? Maybe this person likes to be scratched, or they like to do the scratching. They like long nails, either to have them and to scratch you, or they like when you scratch them. I can also see here that they love to put their fingers in different places, right? They know that they have all these tools at their disposal, right? And they want to use them. I also could see, again, if this doesn't resonate with you, this thing that I'm about to say, we all have different sexual appetites, okay? I'm trying to get every little thing that I can and not exclude anybody. I see that they might like to stimulate multiple holes at the same time. The kissing you while putting a finger somewhere, while putting their member somewhere else, okay? And this is male or female. We all have different holes, right? This is somebody that likes to stimulate in different erogenous areas at the same time. They want you to feel completely enraptured by this, like just wholly held by their body. And there's something, even here, there's more than just two hands. Like they want your whole body to feel caressed at the same time. So this person might kiss you while they're penetrating you, while they have their hand on your breast and underneath you, under your bum, okay? Like they really want to use everything that they can to bring you to this big O, okay? Very, very nice. We have Sag energy here, also some air, some earth energy, and a little bit of fire as well with the Sag energy. You don't have to be this sign or these signs, right? But it might resonate with you extra if you are, or if your partner is, okay? That was your reading pile number 4. Please let me know if it resonates. If you want to share, you don't have to, right? I know this one's a little bit more sensitive than the others. I will be back tomorrow with a pick a card on a very detailed pick a card on what it is that your future spouse looks like, okay? I realize that as I'm going through this week, which has been such a fun little experiment on the channel, there's so much more that I want to cover that, like, it's impossible. I thought, oh, a week will be enough time to go over some videos about your future spouse. And I have a list now, like every day I think, oh, I should do a video about this. And I have a list now of like 20 different things that I want to do a video on about your future spouse. So I know that past tomorrow, I will have more videos about your future spouse. I did promise the singles, though, that I would do a singles week for them. So I'm going to do that first, and then we'll address the rest at another time. All right. Hopefully I see you for tomorrow's video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.